After doing Coffee in 1973, Pam Grier went on to do another film, which was supposed to be a sequel to Coffee, but ended up being her playing a different kind of badass chick. Because she's brown sugar and spice, but if you don't treat her right, she'll put you on ice. Prepare yourselves as I review Foxy Brown. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1974 blaxploitation action flick Foxy Brown, released by American International, starring Pam Grier as a titular character who reteams with writer-director Jack Hill, who recently helmed her recent film Coffee. In this film, Greer plays the titular character of Foxy Brown, who takes on a gang of drug dealers who killed her boyfriend. This was released on April 5th, 1974, and was shown as a double feature with Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes, released the same year. Now, the film uses Afrocentric references in clothing and hair, and Greer starred in 6 blaxploitation films for the studio. Of course, this was done after Coffee. And while not prosecuted for obscenity, the film was seized and confiscated in the UK under Section 3 of the Obscene Publications Act of 1959 during the Video Nasty Panic. Ooh. Okay, Foxy Brown is happy to see her lover return from hiding, having thought him dead, which resulted in him having to go under the new identity of Michael Anderson. Her government agent boyfriend is soon shot down at her doorstep by members of a drug syndicate, leading her to seek revenge. She links her boyfriend's murderers to a modeling agency run by Stevie Ilias and Catherine Wall that services local judges, congressmen, and police in the area. Foxy decides to pose as a prostitute to infiltrate the company and helps save a fellow black woman from a life of drugs and sexual exploitation and reunites her with her husband and child. Not long after she infiltrates the company, her relationship to her late boyfriend and her brother, Lincoln Brown, or Link for short, who ratted her boyfriend out and is exposed. She is caught before she can escape. After an exchange of words and heated death threats, Kathryn decides to keep her alive in hopes of her being worth some money in the sex slave trade. They give her a shot of heroin and then send her to a drug manufacturing plant with 2 of Miss Kathryn's henchmen. After she tries to escape her captors, one of the henchmen ties her to the bed and the other gives her another shot of heroin and rapes her. Yikes. Now I will go to this last bit of the film and ending. So stop this video once and go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I'm now counting down. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Using her quick thinking, Foxy uses a razor to get free and escapes her captors by setting the farm on fire. Catherine orders Stevie to kill Foxy. He vainly attempts to scare information out of Link and then kills him and his girlfriend. Foxy asks her Black Panther brothers for help. They kill Stevie's partners in crime, capture Stevie, and castrate him. Foxy comes to Catherine's house and shows her the jar containing Stevie's genitals. Yikes. After killing Catherine's guards and shooting her in the arm with a hidden pistol, Foxy says that death is too easy for her and wants her to suffer the way that Catherine made her suffer. End of story. So, what did I think of Foxy Brown? Well, I've got to say, this film is, well, kind of pretty good, but it does have issues. I'm not going to get into too much of it. It made 2.4 million on its $500,000 budget. Ended up being just as much a success as Coffee was. The reception was mostly mixed though, where it sits at 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, where he summarized its rampant immorality and sensationalist flourishes give this crime thriller a rich coat of grime, but the film's powerful center lies in Pam Grier's commanding performance. I agree. However, upon other reviews, the New York Times wrote that Grier was in a rut and fast becoming a bore despite all the sex, brawls, and gore in the film. Variety wrote that even by blaxploitation standards, the film is something of a mess. Hill's screenplay has peculiar narrative gaps that are not concealed by heaps of Ryle and brother dialogue, while his direction is frenzied without being exciting. The review concluded that Grier was reasonably competent and self assured and would be interesting to see in a different role. The Chicago Tribune's own Gene Siskel was not impressed, saying some critics have found meaning in recent black films featuring large, well endowed women as heroic figures. I find nothing groundbreaking about that. The film is selling Pam Grier's body just like it was sold a couple of years ago in a half dozen Philippine women in prison pictures. Linda Gross of the LA Times stated, for the most part, the film is just another movie about vengeance, vigilantes, so call girls and violence, interp, inters, interspit, interserp, and interpreted by, well, with sex, vulgarity, and hatred. Sorry, I got a little tongue. The Atlanta Daily World wrote that Grier had the star caliber to carry a film and to have the title role. Rena Gleisner in the for the monthly film bulletin wrote, for all its additional heavyweight violence, the film is in every way a far less interesting work than writer-director Jack Hill's previous film with Grier, Coffee. Hill's colorless script does little for an actress who unmistakably has, regardless of her material, all the strength and resilience of a Jane Russell. Well, that's understandable. In 2003, the character was one of 400 characters nominated in AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains list. Still, it did provide good action, though, and some hot stuff courtesy of Grier herself. She's good as Foxy Brown. For the rest of the cast, we have Antonio Fargas as Link, Pierre Brown as Stevie. They were good. Kathryn Loder as Kathryn, good. Terry Carter playing Dalton Ford, who was to be Michael Anderson. Harry Holcombe as Judge Fenton. And Sid Haig, who recently appeared in Coffee as the character of Hayes. And the rest of the cast, it's not too bad. The film's score was done by Willie Hutch and was released on Motown Records. So apparently, yes, it ended up being pretty good. Of course, the theme to the theme of Foxy Brown was definitely a good tune. So apparently, it proved to be a good one. But the soundtrack didn't, but it didn't do so hot though on the Billboard chart. It failed to only reach number 179 on the Billboard chart. But of the whole, I found Foxy Brown to be pretty hot, but maybe not have been as big as Coffee was, but still it provided just about the same stuff we even got from that, and probably from some films that Grier did after this in Sheba Baby and Friday Foster, which I will be looking into though and maybe reviewing down the road. But anyway, Foxy Brown, I think it's not too bad of a film. So would I recommend it? Well, I would recommend. I'd say just give it a one-time watch. That's about it. That's all I can tell you. So give Foxy Brown a shot, a one-time watch. What did you think of Foxy Brown? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of I Can Only Imagine in order to promote the release of I Can Only Imagine 2 opening in theaters this weekend. So if you like this, consider checking out some of these other films. Here's one of a layer film with a couple of black leads, but they're tough guys. Check out my re-review of Bad Boys Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in the upper left hand corner. The upper right hand corner is my review of, well, the third and final film in the original Shaft series, in Shaft in Africa, up there in the upper right hand corner. And the bottom left hand corner is my review of Pam Grier's previous film before this, Coffee, which is already becoming one of the most viewed vids on the channel already. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.